Dang it. There we go. Sorry. I tried to record this earlier. I tried to record this like it took me like 17 minutes, but yeah, I kind of messed up and I ended the recording early. So, this what if is about what if Deku was man-bat or had powers like of a bat. Now, we're going to start off with Midoriya's birth, as most what ifs do. Midoriya is born normal. He's just completely normal. And when he's 4, he goes to the quirk doctor. He's labeled quirkless. But his father, I think his name's dang, I can't remember what his father's name is. Now I can't. Now it's going to bother me. But no, Midoriya is labeled quirkless, but his father is a completely brilliant scientist who's been doing studies of blood bats. Now, his father decides to work on like a lot of things, like trying to figure out. Also, I'm going to say that Midoriya is born slightly deaf, so he can't really hear good. He does have hearing aids to help him a little bit, but they don't do much. So, Midoriya, he just is just a train wreck, but his father is so determined to have his son, he wants to be a hero, so he's like, I'm going to help my son no matter what it costs. So, he creates his serum, which he labels the blood bat serum. And he waits for the perfect time for Midoriya to be the right age. So he picks when Midoriya turns 8. Now, Midoriya does have a friend in this what if. It's not Bakugo, it's not Uraka, it's not anyone from 1A or 1B. It's actually it is somebody from 1A. It's actually Asui, or Asui. Let's just say the same name twice. I'm an idiot, so. Now. Sorry. It's late, so I'm just trying to do this quickly. Oh, what time is it? Sorry, trying to check. Can you stop doing that? Okay, sorry. Now. So what happens is. Wait, do I have that on? Okay, but no. Well, I kind of messed up. Sorry, I forgot my last train of thought. Okay, now I remember where it was. So, he does have a friend, and it's Asui. And Asui and him go to the same school, and Asui's the only one that shows Midoriya any kindness besides his parents. And so, what happens is Midoriya's father, as soon as Midoriya turns 8, he gets pulled out of school early and taken to his father's lab, where his father says to Izuku, son, do you still want to become a hero? I think I know a way I can turn you into a hero. And Izuku goes, really, Dad? How? With this serum, son. I think I can fix your hearing and give you powers. Or think I can make you a quirk. He goes, Midoriya's really happy and says, okay, let's do it then. And so, Midoriya gets injected with the serum. Only the small effects happen quickly, where he gets his hearing back and all that. But he's actually really good. Actually I messed it up. But his sight slowly becomes bad, and Midoriya asks, "Why is my vision turning bad, Dad?" Son, the serums is made from a blood bat. So your vision's going to be a little bit bad. Now, I know in real life, Bat's sight is not that bad, but it's the only way I can use the echolocation thing. So, I just realized I used yelled really, really loud. I probably just woke up my mom. But let's get back to the what if. Now, Midoriya is like super happy about this, and he just can't wait to see what the powers are. And after the serum gets injected, I'm going to say it's 2 weeks, and Asui knows about this, and Asui's parents and not Uraka, that's a totally different thing. And Midoriya's parents are like really good friends. So Midoriya, okay, so Asui's siblings, well, I don't think they're born yet. Yeah, they're not born yet. But Asui's parents love Midoriya. And Mishiki is still friends with Inko, but not a whole lot. Now, one time they're over at the house, and Midoriya is in the kitchen. Like all of them are in the kitchen just talking. And what happens is, Inko knocks over a cup, and Hasashi, that's it, Hasashi, tries to go and catch it, but Midoriya catches it first, and Midoriya is behind him, is like facing away from them, and reaches behind him and grabs it. And they're all looking at him saying, did he just manifest? Did he just do that? And then Hasashi goes, this must be part of the serum. He gained really good reflexes. And Midoriya is just looking at his hand saying, I can't believe I caught that. And Asui and him are just joking about it. And something just fell. Sorry. So, let's get back to the what if. Okay. Now let's cut to later in the night. Asui and her parents go home. All of them are getting ready for bed. When Midoriya goes to bed, he has a nightmare, really, where he sees this bat-like creature standing over two dead bodies of Inko and Hasashi. And when Midoriya looks closer, the thing turns around, and with green eyes, not these, red eyes, like not like this, with green instead. I should keep it just like that, but I'm not gonna. So, and it does look like this, except for the green eyes, and yeah, it just looks like this, but a lot smaller and a little less muscular. So now what happens is, Midoriya wakes up, freaks out, runs to his parents' bedrooms, and finds them still sleeping there. But when he walks up, he tries to climb in bed with them. He feels something wet on his hand, and he looks at it and runs and flicks on the light and sees that it's blood. Yes, I am doing this. Izuku Midoriya just drained all the blood from his parents while they were asleep, so it was painless. And Midoriya is freaking out, saying, "What happened? I'm gonna find out whatever that creature was who did this to my parents." Then he hears a strange voice in the back of his head saying, "We did this. You and I are one and the same, Izuku. Your father created me, and now we are one, Izuku Midoriya." And Izuku gets scared by this and just runs to the bathroom and trying to splash water in his face, saying, "This isn't real, this isn't real, this isn't real." And then when he looks into the mirror, he sees something like this. Like a face like this. And he's freaking... The creature says, "Izuku, you have the power now to be a hero, like you've always wished. But now we will do things differently. We will be the bat." And Izuku says, "Bat?" "Yes, Izuku. You and I are now the same. If you snapped, this triggered it. Whatever happened triggered it. And I took control. And I felt hungry. Now, I wonder what my next meal would be. Frog does sound delicious. And Izuku gets scared by this, saying, "You don't hurt Asui. Please don't." And then the creature goes, "I'm just joking. That was completely by accident." Now, the bat does have a sense of humor, but it's like really dark humor. And Midori gets mad at this and says, "You killed my parents." "Hey, Hasashi was my father too, you know. He created me." And then Midori goes, "I guess you're right. Now, Zuko, let's get out of here. Call the cops. Just say like you've heard some disturbing noise in this people's house." And so Midoriya does that. And Midoriya packs clothes and leaves. And goes into this, I want to say like either an abandoned house or abandoned building. Hold on. Now, Midoriya's sitting in this, like, he finds a room that's suitable. And he just sits in there just thinking, I'm gonna ruin my life is ruined. I'm never gonna be able to see Asui again, or any of my friends, or any of my, wait, I don't have friends besides Asui. And back goes, well, you have me now. You know, that frog girl really interests me. Maybe I'll pay a visit to her. Midoriya gets scared again and says, don't even go looking for her. Please don't. Don't hurt her. Don't do anything. Now, Bat, I'm going to say this now. Bat's keeping a secret from Deku. Deku can take control anytime he wants. Deku will learn this on later on. Now, Midoriya will not go to, I'm just going to completely say like Midoriya, since Midoriya did all this, well, Bat did, that Midoriya does not go to the entrance exam. So, he does not go to the entrance exam. But now let's cut back to normal Deku, where he's just sitting there in the darkness until he feels his hands start to feel weird. They grow like this. Not the bat, this. They grow like this. Then he feels his body start to bulk up and the back of his hair starts to grow. And his ears start to elongate into exactly like this. Like his face looks exactly like this. Except for the green eyes and all that. Now, he flies out through an open window. And Izuku can see everything that's going on, but he can't control it. Well, he can, he doesn't know that yet. Sorry, I thought I saw something. So, okay, hold on a second. Sorry about that, I had to check something. But now, let's get back to what I was saying. Now, Bat is flying through the air. And he overhears something while he's sitting on a rooftop. He overhears a police radio station going off saying, all reports, we need backup immediately. There's gunfire, there's a man down. And then Bat goes and says in his head, says out loud to Midoriya saying, our first fight. You ready? And Izuku says, while in the head saying, what are you gonna do to him? Oh, we're just gonna have fun. And he flies off. Now the villain, he just fired off a couple of shots and he's running through, he decides to cut through a dark alley. And he's like, and the villain goes, I finally got away. I can't believe I just did that. I ran a couple heroes. I think I saw Snipe there. I guess he does miss. Now, what happens is this. Then he hears a weird clicking noise, and then he hears a giant, like, little scream, like, like echoes. And then he hears a voice saying, "Villainy should not be the way of humans, or anything of the sort. The names people call villains are just so interesting. You, on the other hand, are no villain. You're merely just a nuisance in the hero's ways." And then he's like, where are you? He turns around and then he sees, like, the bat hanging upside down, looking at him and says, "Here." And the bat grabs him, taking him up into the air, biting him and draining all of his blood, then dropping him on a police car. And then as everybody's just looking at this, everybody looks up. And I'm going to say, like, All Might's there, but in his shrunken form. Because then they all look up and just see this, like, creature just looking at the moon with all of his, like, his wings spread out. And all that. And now, Midoriya wakes up 2 days later. He's been stuck in the bat form for at least, like, 2 days. And when he wakes up, he hears, like, all this news about, like, a new vigilante slash villain or whatever. They don't know what to call him. So he goes out. And when he goes out, he wears, like, a black hoodie and covers his face. So when he walks out, he bumps into Bakugo. And what happens is, when he bumps into Bakugo, Bakugo says, "Hey, watch out, you damn emo." And Midoriya gets mad at this and just wants to do something, but he knows he can't. And the bat just says in his head, "Why didn't you punch him or something? He had a clear shot. Maybe I'll visit him next time." And Deku goes, "No. I'm done letting you take control. I will fight you at all costs to keep you in." Midoriya, then the bat goes, "Oh, really? You know, it's bad to keep an animal in a cage." Midoriya goes, "You're no animal. You're not even human. You're just a monster that I am." Well, he just says you're a monster to him. And then Bat goes, "Well, if I'm a monster, that means you're one too." And the Bat pulls this card by saying, "Now, what would Asui think if she saw you like this? Oh, she would be terrified seeing that the boy she knew, devastated, all that, and destroyed." And Deku just gets freaked out by this and says, "Just shut up." And he walks away. Come that night, Midoriya's fighting back the bat. And as they have a little settle down moment, like a pause, Midoriya says, "I'm getting sick and tired of calling you Bat. Even though you're a monster, you should actually have a name." And the Bat goes, "I do like one name. It sounds like an old vampire name that I really like." Midoriya goes, "What is it then? Dracula?" "No. I like Vlad." "Vlad. Suits you." And cut to, all this happened when Midoriya was like 9 or 8. And so let's cut to when he's 15. The abandoned building has now a reputation. Like, okay, so the bat does go out and do vigilante work, but only rarely. Like when there's something really bad that the heroes need help with at night. And so what happens is, like, the bat can go out in the day, but it's a lot harder for him. So yeah. Now, Midoriya, well, the building that Midoriya has been staying in now has a reputation of being the hiding place of the bat. The heroes don't go in there because they've seen what the bat's capable of. All of them are basically scared of him. But only a few, and there's a rumor going around that if you go in there, the bat will drain you of your blood dry. And so, a couple kids from Class 1A, I think I'm going to say Bakugo, Kirishima, Asui, Uraraka, and Mina all are like staying over the night at Kirishima's, and all of them are just like talking and like they're playing truth or dare. And they dare Asui to go into the bat. I'm going to say it's called the Bat Den. So they all just dare her to go to the Bat Den. And Bakugo gets snarky and says, huh, the little frog's afraid. She's afraid of a man in a bat suit. And yes, I just made fun of this dude right here, Batman. Which I actually do like that picture though. He deserves that. Now, Asui gets mad at this and says, okay, fine, Mr. Explosion, I'll do it. And so all of them walk over to the, what the hell is that? Oh, it's a sock. And so they all walk over to the abandoned building, and she, without hesitation, just walks in completely. And just walks in and just starts looking around. And when she goes to the upstairs, she opens one of the doors and finds a weird thing hanging upside down. Now, well, actually, no. She just sees a little boy, like a teenager just cowering in the corner, just sitting there. And she goes, excuse me? Who are you? And do you live here? And Deku looks up and says, no, the bat does. No, he doesn't say the bat does. He says, only a monster lives here. And she goes, he must be the bat then. And she goes, and Deku goes, huh, that's what everybody calls me? I always thought of myself as a man bat or something. And Asui goes, your voice, it sounds familiar. Do you actually have a name? My name is Izuku. I know what you guys are going to say. Why is he just revealing the name at the point? He wants to die. Like, Izuku is facing depression, like, bad depression because of the bat. Or Vlad. And so, he just hopes Asui calls the police and he goes to prison or gets killed. But Asui just thinks herself and says, Izuku? Midoriya? And then he goes, yeah, the kid that disappeared. I'm the bat. The monster. Oh. Then Asui goes,